Hey beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I am in my favorite space, one of my favorite places in my house, and that is my kitchen. Why? Because this is where I brainstorm. I have my creative hat on where I create amazing meals, amazing smoothies, and amazing juices. Not only are they amazing, but they are body building, thriving, energy biting, drinking meals. And so this today, and I'm going to shout out to one of my viewers who asked if there was anything that she can do or that they can do for non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And so I want to dedicate this video to her or him and all those who may be trying to figure out how can they detox their non-alcoholic fatty liver. And it doesn't matter whether it's non-alcoholic or whether you're just trying to do a liver detox, period. This is also for you. And what is non-alcoholic liver disease? Basically, what any type of liver disease is sometimes our liver is overburdened by saturated foods, fried foods, alcohol probably, smoking maybe. So it's a combination of things why our liver gets clogged up, right? And why we always want to make sure that we're detoxing it. It can be non-alcoholic fatty liver disease also can be caused by eating too much red meat, too many fried foods like French fries, hamburgers, all these things, white rice, white sugar, white pasta, all that adds up and it becomes a burden on our liver, which means that we are going to have a hard time trying to eliminate toxins like we should be eliminating through our urine, through our poop on a daily basis, right? And if that can't come out of our liver, then we have what you call bloating, we have constipation, we have just all sorts of things that's not allowing our tummy or our liver to feel good. So I'm going to show you what I'm using today, and I use this stuff pretty much on a regular basis, which is why I stay healthy in my 60s. And so I want you to be healthy as well. All right, so let's get started. As usual, I'm going to show you what I'm using before I juice up this stuff, and I'm going to talk a little bit about it. If that sounds like something that you want to learn more about, how to detoxify your liver, or you know someone in your family that needs a liver detox, then stay until the end of this video, share this video, and let's go. All right, so the first thing I want to share with you about these two bowls right here, cilantro and parsley. These two bowls are huge when it comes to detoxifying your liver. So if nothing else, you can think of nothing else, cilantro, parsley, cilantro, our liver detox full. All right, so I'm going to add as well, I'll mention other things. There's other leafy greens as well, right? And so that's those two. The next leafy greens that I'm going to be using is arugula. Arugula is another liver detox. I also place spinach in here. Spinach is also another liver detox, right? So in this bowl here, I have arugula and I have some spinach. These are powerhouses when it comes to cilantro, parsley, arugula, spinach. You can also use dandelion greens. Bitter greens is one of the key ingredients to detoxifying your liver, along with other leafy greens, right? So always think of green. Why so much greens? Because green veggies, as I'm using today, is full of, how do you say that word? Chlorophyll, I'm sorry. Chlorophyll? Yeah, I get them mixed up. Anyway, this is how these dark leafy greens get their dark green color, because of the chlorophyll, right? It's a powerhouse when it comes to cleansing out the body. All right, so I'm going to use and somebody's going to ask me what kind of juicer this is. This is a Nama J2 juicer, and this video is not sponsored by Nama, so that's what this juicer is. You can get whatever juicer that's going to help you start you. You don't have to get the most expensive thing out there in the market, all right? So, and I also have kale. So I'm going to start with my kale. I have kale. Can't go without kale, right? So I have kale. I'm going to start with kale. Everything you want to make sure is organic, of course. Anytime you are cleansing your body, you want to make sure you have organic produce, right? Organic greens, organic fruits and vegetables. Not just when you detox, but all the time. Anytime you're trying to maintain your health and your well-being, you want to opt for organic as opposed to conventional. And make sure you wash it with pure water, not faucet water, not sink water, unless you have a purifier on a filter on your water, right? Because it's an oxymoron if you're going to use unclean water to wash your vegetables, okay, and your fruits. So we're going to start with kale, and this is a bunch of kale, one bunch of kale, and I took most of the stems off of here because I didn't want to juice those stems. Okay, so here we go. One bunch of kale. All right, there we go. Kind of mix it up when I put it in my juicer. Next, I'm going to put my parsley in. This is one whole bunch of parsley that I'm using here. Okay, I want to get the most get this toxins out of my liver, cleanse my liver. All right. Next, I'll put in the cilantro, and this smells so good. All these fresh vegetables smell so good. So next I'm going to put in my cilantro. This is also one bunch of cilantro. These are small bunches that I got from the store. These have already been washed because the video would have been too long for me to wash this while you're waiting. Okay, so that's the cilantro. Next, you want to put most of your hard things on top. So I'm also going to use, let's see, I'll go ahead and put this in. Okay, next I'm going to put in my arugula and my spinach. And I only used a handful of arugula and a handful of spinach, okay? Do that. Okay, we got our juicer hopper pretty packed here. All right, so next I'm going to use a half of a cucumber. This is very hydrating, so we want to keep our body hydrated. We want to help push out those toxins, right? Cleanse out the liver. Also going to use a half of ginger, fresh ginger, and you can peel it or you can keep the skin on, whichever you prefer. I peeled my fresh ginger this morning. And I'm also going to put some lime in it, but I'm going to take off the skin. You can keep the skin on if you want, but I choose to peel it. You want to make sure that it's, also these are washed and clean. So let's go ahead and I'm going to cut up my cucumber. So I kind of cut these up in fours, the half cucumber. And so next I'm going to put in my cucumbers, my ginger, and my lime. This is kind of like a little bit more than half of a lime that I'm using. You can also use lemon, but I'm using lime. I'm making everything as green as possible, right? So I'm going to go ahead and add these ingredients here. And I cut it, like I said, I cut these up in fours just so it can go through the the juicer a little bit smoother. Okay, and next I have some 2 pears and a couple of apples, small apples. And these apples could really equate to 2 large apples, right? This is optional, but in order for this green liver detox juice to be not so bitter, then we can add a little sweetness. You can just do 1 pear and 2 small apples. You don't have to do all of the fruit, because remember, we want to keep our fruit too at a minimum. However, which is why I like to use green apples in my juices, because it's less, it's low glycemic on the body. So, you know, anything sweet can add up to something bad. So we want to, you know, so anyway, I'm going to make it a little bit sweet. So I'm going to, I'm not going to peel the fruit. I'm just going to cut it, slice it smaller so it fit the, you know, into the juicer batter, and it will work nicer. All right. So now that we have our fruit cut up, I'm going to add that to my juicer. Now, for the sake of this video, I decided only to use 3 small green apples and 2 pears. So that's what we're going to enter into our hopper. And the last thing that I wanted to mention was we're going to use also some celery. This is, you can also, I'm going to use the celery greens. I've already washed all of this. So I'm going to use the celery greens. These have lots of nutrients and vitamins in these greens, as do the celery. And the fiber, we need fiber. I wanted to mention we need fiber is reason why, not only to make this sweet with the apples and the pears, but it's also important that we get our fiber. Fiber helps us to go to the bathroom as well. And so that's why I'm doing the fruit. Now, this celery, normally I would just use like 2 large celeries, but because these were kind of small, medium, so I'm just using, say, let's see, medium size, small. These are like 5, and really not even 5. So really you can use 2 large stalks of celery. You don't have to use all of this because I'm trying to add these together, right? So just get some celery in there because you need some celery. It's a help to cleanse and detoxify the body as well. So we're going to add that. I'm going to cut that up. Well, let's go ahead and let's use this to push this down because our hopper is kind of full. So, you see that? Yeah, the hopper's kind of full. So let's add the fruit in here. Pears. I'm going to add all the pears. I'm trying to take it off the top so I don't drop it and make a mess. Otherwise, I can just pour it all in. That way. There we go. Oops. Oh, look. Yeah, it's pretty heavy. I need to turn on the juicer. So I'm going to have to turn on the juicer. Let's do that. And get the juices rolling. We want to get those juices rolling. So we got the juices rolling. We got probably can't see that, but you'll be able to see it momentarily as it starts to roll out. Okay, so I can finish putting in the rest of the fruit. Here we go. See the juices coming out now from all the greatness, and then the pulp will come out on that side right there. Okay, I'm gonna turn that off for a moment because I want to now add, I want to add the celery greens, and I want to add the celery that I cut up in small pieces. So I'm going to turn it off for a moment so I can open up the top here. Okay, that's the end of that. All right, we're going to turn it back on so I can finish doing this thing. Okay, there you can see the pulp coming out. This is what the pulp looks like, and you can use the pulp to, which is all the fiber. So when you're juicing, you're going to lose the fiber. We need fiber, right? So you can also use this in your salads. Place the fiber back into your salads. You can freeze it. You can put it in a smoothie. You can put it back in the juice if you want. There's plenty of ways that you can use the pulp from the ingredients. Look at this juice. Look at how much juice it's making. All this greatness. Okay, now it looks like it is finished juicing. All of everything that I've placed in this juicer, now it's finished juicing. So I'm going to turn this off. And it's still dripping some juice. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to transfer the juice into either, you can do, so if you want to juice for 7 days, if you want to juice for 14 days, if you want to juice for 21 days, I recommend that you can store your juice up to probably 5, maybe 6 days. But you want to store it in an airtight glass container, right? You want to keep it fresh. Otherwise, you're going to lose all of the enzymes and all of the vitamins and nutrients within the juice. So if you're going to do a 7-day juice detox, liver detox, you want to make sure that you have an airtight container. And they have larger sizes of these mason jars. So you can get them from Walmart. You can order them online if that's what you do. They have different sizes, small, medium, large, and on and on. All right. So the next thing I want to do, you can also, sometimes I strain my juice and sometimes I don't. It's your preference, depending on the juice that I make. So this is a glass, of course, you see that. And this is my strainer that I use when I make teas, when I do juicing. And if I decide to strain it, I'm going to use this small strainer. And you can find a strainer anywhere, right? So this is what I'm going to start the straining process with. And like I said, you don't have to, and I don't always do it. Depending on how much juice I make, I might use one of these glass bottles, but I drink it up in the same day. And again, depending on how much juice I make, I use this as well, and it depends on how much juice I make. But you want to make sure that you're going to use it. It's best to drink the juice when you make it, and when you make it, once you make it, if you have enough left, if you have some left over, you want to immediately jar it up and place it in the refrigerator. So this is, look at that lovely juice. This is enough for, I think, maybe 2 servings. We'll find out. And this is how much pulp the juice made, right? All that. Look at that green greatness. Isn't that good? Look at that. Put it in your smoothie. All right. So let's go. Let's try this. Let's see what we got. All right. So I'm just going to, I want to show you this, okay? So let's go ahead and pour this into That's what it looks like if you want to strain your juice. All it's going to do, at the top, see at the top, I don't want to spell it. So you can take a spoon and you can kind of help it down if you want to do that. It's not really necessary that you do that, but I don't like wasting food or juice or whatever. So I just wanted to kind of demonstrate how you can strain it if that's what you desire to do, but it's not required. It's not necessary. So I have more than enough juice here, so I know that I'm gonna have to save some. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first transfer it into my mason jar, which is what I'm going to put in the fridge, because I know that I'm going to drink some, but I don't want to make a mess here. So let's do that. I don't want to waste that, so I'm going to drink it. Ooh, it looks so delicious. Oh my goodness. So this is what I want to put in my mason jar and save it for tomorrow. Okay. I'm going to fill it to the brim. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Look at that greatness. Okay. Airtight. It's going into the fridge. All right. Now, since I'm getting ready to drink this now, I'm going to use my taller bottle. This is what I use when I drink it in the mornings. Most of the time. Okay. Let's pour it in here. Ooh, look at that. Wow. Greatness. It made a perfect. So tomorrow morning, I don't have to worry about making a juice. I have enough for tomorrow. This is going to drink. I'm going to drink this now. This is going into the fridge. So there you have it. Okay, so let's taste this. Oh, so delicious. And it's a subtle taste. Of course, you know, parsley, cilantro has a very strong, potent smell and taste, but I don't taste it. All these enzymes, full of vitamins, minerals. This is your non-alcoholic fatty liver disease detox drink. You can do this 7 days straight, 14 days straight, or 21 days straight. Try it and see how your liver feels. Your body is going to tell you something different, show you something different, and make you feel some different. If this video helped you today, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, please. Go ahead, give me a thumbs up, like it, and share it. Thank you once again to the viewer who asked about what can you do for non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. This is your start. Implement more greens, more healthy foods. Remove the saturated foods like fried foods, too much red meat, white pasta, white rice, white sugar. Remove that from your diet. This is stopping your liver from doing what it needs to do best for your body. Okay? Cakes, cookies, candy, pastries, all of those are saturated, have sugar and saturated fats. And it's not doing your body any good. Pay attention to the ingredients when you buy your boxed, your canned foods, right? There's a reason why the stores have their vegetables in a broader space and all the unhealthy foods in a compact space. Think about it. When we feed our bodies with foods in a space as small as our intestines and our liver, it gets congested, it gets compacted, it gets stuck, and it won't come out. So this is the juice for you. All right? If you enjoyed this video, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Go have yourself an amazing day. Take care.